Hello friends, I am DragoNate. Welcome back to another DragoNate Reading Your Answers video. So last week your question came from Bolobi, who asked us, is there something you want to change about yourself and why? So you guys answered and I'll be reading your answers in this video, but before we do, of course, we have a new question for this week, which comes from Tia Lisa, who asks, how do you show support to someone who you don't know very well? You know, for situations when someone who you don't know that well is telling you about something that's really bothering them and they're very upset. Maybe they just went through a breakthrough and you're trying to help them to feel a little better or to calm down or something like that. How do you show support to someone if you don't really know them that well? It's much easier when you know the person, because at that point you don't even need words really sometimes. But with someone you don't know very well, you don't really have that bond where words don't matter, so it can be a little more difficult. So leave your answers in the comments below and I will read them next week. I'm expecting these answers to be a little bit longer possibly, so that will be fine, that will be good, and we'll see how that goes. But now let's see if there's anything that you would change about yourself and why. Zincat says he would be more patient because I have no patience most of the time and I'd love to be a patient person. Patience can definitely be hard sometimes, as I responded to you most of the time with when it comes to people. I have a ton of patience. Like for example, I have a couple friends who have speech impediments, and as hard as it can be to talk to them because they can't get what they want to say out, I'm very patient in that regard. But when it comes to like electronics, like my phone or the computer or something, I have zero patience, and you guys know this very well. Delisa says, as for change, I have been changing myself all my life. Used to be to make others happy. Now I change for me and my happiness. I know that I'm working on things like my anxiety and depression, but I'm doing it because I want to change, not because I'm being told I have to. And I think that if you are going to do something to change yourself, it should be for you, not for others. You have to be good for yourself before you can be any good for anyone else. That's what my mom has always said. Bolobi says, I wish that I wasn't that shy because it would be much easier for me in my... I think that's a typo that's supposed to say opinion. I would unmute myself in games and in some vocal servers. I could also say some of my qualities, such as my generosity and kindness. I give too much and sometimes realize it's stupid. Some people can abuse it easily, like my bro. And and my stress. I almost forgot. I'm always stressed for almost nothing, not sleeping as good as I want, and that's why I'm always tired. To help with shyness, I think you just gotta find something that makes you you, and that you're totally yourself doing that thing, and then you just kind of take that and you translate it over, because that's kind of how I was until I found parkour and I started doing parkour a lot, because that's what makes me the most comfortable. When I started, I used to hate anybody watching me do anything. It didn't matter what it was. Now I don't even care. I really don't care. Even when I fall, even when I fail, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I think it's funny. I laugh about it and everything, and to me it's just the best. As for generosity and kindness, there is still such thing as too much. It is definitely very good to be generous, but it is possible for it to be too much, and it is possible for people to take advantage of it, which is very unfortunate. So for that, I guess you just gotta sometimes say no. Ju says nothing is worth hurting yourself over, ever, which is definitely very true. Don't hurt yourself over anything. Funny Fluffy says, I wish I was more productive from the start of the day to the end because I end up doing nothing for half the day, then finally do stuff at night, but not for long. I have the same problem. I procrastinate with things a lot. That's something I've always done, but now it's a little bit worse in some regards when it comes to making videos and stuff. Like today, because the past couple days I haven't been feeling that great. So this morning I woke up and I got up for a half hour to do something specific, and then I went back to sleep and I stayed there for 4 hours, which I didn't like. Of course, I'm not feeling the best, so maybe I needed it, and that's fine, but I still hate it because then I get up and I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I literally just want to sit here. So I played a game a little bit, and now I'm recording this. You kind of got to force yourself to do things sometimes if it's something you want to do. I mean, don't hurt yourself over it, but if it's something you want to do or need to do, you kind of gotta make yourself do it. My mom says there's only one thing I would change about myself, and that would be that I wasn't sick, because it's a pain being sick like this, and I know, and things will hopefully improve. Mitsu says, if it can be anything, then I think life without the malfunctions in my digestive system would be nice. Absolutely. Things like that, to allergies and stuff like that you can't eat certain things, or things like that, it's no fun dealing with. Sears Colin wouldn't change anything about himself because he doesn't need to. I lived as I am right now, why should I change? And that's true too. If you like how you are and you're happy with it, then that's perfect. Wise Wizard says he would change having his skin disorder, and I would agree that's not something that would be too fun to have. But he also does say, if I'm meant to have it, then it must be. So Benny says, if there's anything, yeah, I wish I wouldn't be that lazy. Laziness is an epidemic. Again, I guess it's just something you gotta kind of force yourself to do things, which can be very difficult to do. And actually, that is it for this video. And for some reason, YouTube decided to hide Croco's comment from me, probably because of this word here, because it seems to like to do that. So Croco says, fat. I should change my fat into muscles. It's not like I weigh 120 plus kilograms, but it can be better than it is right now. And definitely, muscle is very important. Well, I mean, it's always good to be strong, you know. It had the big muscles. Blah. But body fat is still important because it keeps you warm and it's stored energy and stuff like that. But either way, if you guys want to see that YouTube actually hid this comment, I will leave the URL to the linked comment, this particular comment where it'll say highlighted there, in the description below, and then you can also just get rid of the and LC equals and everything after it, and go to the normal video URL, and you'll see in there that it doesn't show up, which is very strange. So anyway, yes. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your participation, as always. Don't forget your question for this week, which comes to us from Tia Lisa again, who asks, how do you show support to someone who you don't know very well? Definitely something pretty important, so let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will read them next week. Also, thank you guys for your feedback on the last video there about the new, you know, style of everything that I'm doing. Bolobi mentioned that it was kind of hard to see comments in here, so I kind of put this background thing here, hoping that that little black background, even though it's still kind of transparent, it doesn't block out my face or anything behind, but it still makes it easier to read the comments. So hopefully that helps there. Croco mentioned the background. There were a couple times in the past where I had a background that kind of changed to and showed what I was talking about at the time, and that's definitely something I want to do. Today I am feeling very short on time and lazy, and so I don't really want to do it, so I apologize for that. Plus it's kind of hard to find something specific to talk about for each of these things here, but definitely that is something I like doing, and that's something that I'll bring back as best I can. And hopefully I'm not feeling lazy about things anymore, and I can just get up and do things that I want to do right away without wasting time first. And I almost forgot to answer the question as well, if there's anything that I would change about myself. One thing I would definitely change about myself is to not be so angry, get so angry so quickly, because when things do upset me, computer, phone, losing something, things like that, when something upsets me, I usually kind of fly off the handle with it, and I completely freak out and yell and scream and stuff. So it's not very good. You guys don't see that on here, which is good, and I'm getting better at controlling that and not doing that. So yeah, I would definitely change my attitude regarding things that upset me and frustrate me and things. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your participation in this again. Again, don't forget your question. It'll be in the comments below. And yeah, have a great day and great week, and I will see you again very soon. God bless.